Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to yet another Farming Simulator 19 mod contest spotlight where I'm looking at the final drivable vehicle now, which I'm kind of glad of, because there's been... Oh no, I'm not looking at the final drivable vehicle. I need to correct myself, there's one or two more items I need to look at. So today this time we're looking at the NMC Scarok The Car. It's a pickup with apparently a 7.3 litre diesel engine that produces at minimum 300 horsepower. And comes by default in beige, which means you know it's going to be an interesting truck. Let's paint it a much more interesting colour and give it some silver tyres. That looks horrific. No. That looks bad too. They all look bad. Let's... Chrome! That works. So you can make it single style, dual style, long bar style. Let's give it long bar style. Attach just trailer low. Trailer low. That's a fuel tank. That's a fifth wheel. Okay, so this is a fifth wheel, essentially. Engine setup. Wait, the city runner's 325 horsepower. 425 is the off-roader, and you get a light bar and beacons. And the light bar is hilariously far back, so I don't think it'll do much. That's the workhorse. The off-roader has a stonking huge light bar on the front that makes a lot more sense. Let's get the workhorse. Wheel set 33-inch road runners, 33-inch off-roads, okay, N and W. Oh, normal and wide, okay. There we go. Now we're getting into the... Ooh, there's going to be a lot of tire up there. 37-inch, 33-inch dualies, 33-inch road runners. Lifted for some reason. 33-inch off-roads lifted. That looks ridiculous. The wide stance. See, now we're getting into something that looks a bit more like a truck. 37-inch off-road lifted, 37-inch dually lifted. I mean, we gotta go with... I'm gonna make an edit here. Long bar. Trailer low. Off-roader. With the lift kit for some reason for 100 grand. Yes, please. And it looks ridiculous. That's just the way that I've got it set up. The modeling is pretty good. I would have liked to see a bit more detail in the suspension and kind of the wheel wells, and maybe the front wheel. Well, maybe the wheel wells being just bigger in general. The front of the vehicle is quite shiny and quite nice. Honestly, I'm not a fan of the design, but that's just personal taste. I'm not entirely sure if there should be a giant, huge gap between the bed and the rest of the truck, but there is. Well, no, the modeling's okay. I'd argue it's like giant standard, if not slightly better. Let's hear what it sounds like. It doesn't sound like... it doesn't sound bad, it doesn't sound great either. Interior is definitely there, could maybe do with a bit more detail work, and if the steering wheel is upside down, it pretty much detaches from the control column entirely. Gauges work, which is nice. Turning circle is... yeah, the center of gravity is a touch high when it's lifted. Kind of forgot that's a thing when you lift a truck, is the center of gravity also gets lifted. Turning circle is surprisingly petite. No mystery beacons. You can see the drive shafts work. If I can get this to flip and just stay flipped over for a minute. Stay on your side, please. You can see the drive shafts work. I'm gonna do something I rarely do an intentional flip here. There they go. Look at them. Look at the drive shafts spinning, and at least trying. Let's get it unflipped now. It sounds very quiet. Let's see how it is at actually off-roading. Because I mean, this is a dedicated off-road vehicle, effectively, and it's pretty good. It does the suspension seems a bit stiff for off-roading. I'm gonna be honest, and by a bit stiff, I mean it's basically immovable. I just want to double check by hitting into this a bit. Yeah, the suspension is a bit excessively stiff. I'm wondering if maybe that's a compromise due to time, or possibly a compromise. I've binned it. I'm wondering if that's a compromise due to time or lack of knowledge, or possibly a combination of both. No, that's not what I wanted to do. In terms of functionality, it doesn't have any IC. The roof lights do work, but obviously oh good lord. It has the sun on the front. And with the light bar does also work, because why not? That's my own fault for putting it on. Indicators are a bit on the large side, and also technically legal for America, I believe, because America, well, legal everywhere, but in America you usually see the brake light as an indicator. It is very flip happy, which I mean, I lifted the damn truck. What do I expect? It's going to flip because the center of gravity is way higher than it would normally be. Maybe lower that a bit if you're editing this and you want it to be lifted. In terms of like how it looks and how it works, it's definitely like a solid 3.5 out of 5. My rating system is very mean, because I know that not everybody who normally watches me is going to come in here for these spotlights. My rating system is very mean. 1 is barely functional. 2 is it works, but it's not quite up to Giant standards for one reason or another, be it modeling, be it function. 3 is it is Giant standard. It is the same as the default in-game equipment or vehicles. 4 is it brings something to the party. It's got some unique thing. So 3.5 is kind of, it's unique, but I can see Giants doing something like this. There are some really interesting ideas at play. I can see Giants doing something very similar to it. And 5, by the way, is something like the Sin track, where it's just absolutely ludicrous and brings so much to the party that I get confused. But this is a solid, 3.5. It's very good. It's not mind-blowingly awesome. I'm not a huge fan of American pickups, honestly. It looks a bit ludicrous, but at the same time it looks very American because of its being ludicrous. Not a fan myself, but I do like... This is gonna sound weird. I don't like the mod, but I like how well executed it is. It's a very well done mod that I just plain don't like. But if you like something like this, if you like big American muscle pickups for some reason, then yeah, definitely something for you. Maybe it's a good runabout as a fuel tanker, honestly, because you can come with a fuel tank. Not for me though, personally. I'll leave you now by saying stay safe and goodbye, because I almost forgot my own outro. Bye bye.